Welcome in, everyone, to the Fly for Fun show, August 23rd, season 3, show 33 of the year. And Ray, tonight, I say we got one of our special friends, Stephen Sutton. We talked about it a little earlier. Stephen, man, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, for that. And he's got one of his Michael. I'm not going to try to say Michael's last name. I'll let him pronounce it when he gets in here. But one of the Flyby guys, and Stephen is a great guy, man. You know. He's very responsive to us, and always, man, I tell you what, I messaged him on Facebook and stuff, and he's a great guy, and he's a big supporter of a lot of drone shows. And of course, we'll kind of catch up with Stephen. He hadn't been on in a while, so we appreciate him and Michael. And of course, I do want to say prayers to Maui. What happened there? Keep them in your prayers. That was horrible. And hey, he's seeing some footage now come out of there with some drone footage and stuff. So it's keep those guys in your prayers. Guys, you can put your link to your channel in the chat. We welcome that. We want to support everybody. We're here for you. I know we really appreciate you tuning in, and it's a great time. A lot of shows, as I don't know if you noticed, last night I put a new drone show guide up, and Ray, is that you? There you go. All right. But no, we put a new guide up, and man, I tweaked it, and it's right. And if you want a copy, I'll email you. You can I post on the Fly for Fun page. What else? We'll do the baby flyer in about 45 minutes into the show. We got some videos tonight. We got videos by Bob Casey, Rick Williamson, Rodney Bell, Bill Hooper, and Matt Bagwell. So we'll catch up. Of course, Minefield went on. It looked like a great event. I saw John Coopy's in the chat here. Yeah, John said audio melting down, but no, that was a great event. Had a lot of friends that went up there. Of course, Joe Fotoleo stopped by here, spent the night Sunday night at my place, and we went flying Monday morning with Capt and Joe, and they got to meet. So we had a great time in the swamp there flying. I did put up a poll question. I'll kind of go over that a little bit about like if you like hard cases or soft cases, or how do you carry your drones? So what else? Fly for Fun group page is up, and I've got a couple of happy birthdays. I've got to wish my granddaughter Bailey, who will be 19 on the 26th, and Chris Hope shares her birthday on the 26th. So Chris I'm not sure how old Chris is going to be, but I know how old Bailey is. Angie, Lost Girl Adventures, got a birthday on the 27th. Real Miranda's got a birthday, and Jim Jeanette, how you say that, Ray? Jim's. So he's got a birthday on the 29th. So of course, we want to wish those guys and girls a happy birthday there. South Florida Drone Meetup is April 5th, 6th, and 7th. Of course, the 6th is the main day. That's Saturday flying. The 5th is the meet and greet there at the billiards, the Sticks, the billiard club. And then we'll go out Sunday again and fly somewhere. And Ray, I think that's about all I got. I do want to shout out to DeMarco Moore. He sent me a carrying case for my anchor, my charging pack there. Just got a delivery out the blue, so I want to thank Mr. DeMarco Moore for that. And that was a surprise, and it'd be good to carry all my stuff in for that charging hub there, and it fits in there, so carry everything out in the field. And other than that, Ray, what you got going on? Ray, Ray's having audio. Captain Joe, I hit 900 subs, 375 views. Like, wow, there you go. Still muted, Ray.
Better.
We got you. We got you.
All right. Yeah. So, anyways, but no, I'm getting ready to go out to California. I'm going to visit my son for 2 weeks out there, and hopefully I'll get together and fly with Steve Carpenter and Dre Crawford, and maybe even Uncle Bob because he's in Southern California too. So
yeah, Bob was a guest today on Bob Dempsey's show, I believe today, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I tell you, I haven't been doing any flying here, But I'm excited about tonight's show because we got the drone show king on.
I'm telling you, yeah, it is. That's exciting, and we'll catch up with Steve. Ray, let's go over a few names real quick, and we'll get Stephen in here.
Yeah,
Stephen and Michael.
We got Dusty, East Coast Thrills. He was number 1, and Angel was right behind him. Drone Guy 42, and Mr. JRC's and Barkley 107 Drones.
Barkley.
Gary Sullivan up there in Boston. So, Trucker Steve, how you doing? And Sergeant Rock, good to see you. And John Olson, my fellow Long Islander, and John got his Air 2S back, so I'm glad that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hopefully, I'll be flying with him when I get back from California. Steve Jones is in the house. How you doing, Steve? Stay safe out there. And we got Scotty, Jackrabbit, FPV. How you doing? Good to see you. Like you had a great time at Minefield,
He did, yeah.
John, Flying Flint Media. How you doing? Good to see you. And Arco. He's coming to us all the way from Colorado. Bob Casey, Bob Casey had a good time out there.
Bob, I got a couple videos of Bob's pulled up. Yeah, we'll show a little bit of Bob's.
Yeah. And John Cuppy, he's in the house. How you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, he had a great time.
Buckeye Drones, and he was there too. All these guys were at Minefield, and you watch the videos and you kick yourself. You say you should have made it, And one of these years I am going to make Minefield.
Yeah, they look like they had a good time.
TV guy, But anyway, Silas Seeger's watching tonight. TJ Grady, how you doing? Good to see you. Charles Goluski. Captain Joe's in the house. How you doing, Captain Joe? Lee Jones. And I'm going up the list. Dominic, watching all the way in Australia. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Really. And we appreciate it, guys. We really do.
Yeah, guys, I got a great sticker pack I failed to mention. It's #Flyby guys. Got a great sticker pack. And I want to say we added Big Moss sent us this drone service provider lounge sticker, and I got some more Rodney Bell stickers. Of course, I'm wearing Rodney's shirt. But anyway, we'll add those two, and of course, #Flyby guys for a great sticker pack. So,
we'll get back.
Hey, Ray, let's get. I'll let you introduce Stephen, and I see Michael is not. Well, he's sitting, but let's get Stephen in here.
Stephen Sutton, in my mind, he's the king of the drone shows. That's all I can say. And he's going to come to us all the way from Finland tonight. So give him a warm welcome, and good to see Stephen. How you doing? Welcome.
Welcome in, Stephen.
Hi, Johnny. How you doing? Good to see you again. Nice. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. With Stephen, I know it's late for you and Ray. We were talking a while ago on the phone. I said, man, that guy is such a to stay up for, I'm not saying, hey, we're a small channel, and we are a small channel, but we have fun. And I know when we have you on, people really love to, if you got any questions for Stephen, of course, put them in the chat. And, it's just a great guy. We really appreciate you. And you got one of your workers, Michael stepped away, I see, but he'll be back in here.
Is he?
Oh, there he is.
He's in there.
Stephen, I'm going to bring Michael in. Michael, welcome in.
I am.
Michael, how do you say your last name? I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
I suppose in English you can say Michalowski.
Michalowski. Okay, well, that's not too bad.
Welcome to the Fly for Fun show. Good to meet you.
Thank you very much. Good to meet you too.
Yeah, Michael, let me tell you, when I reach out to Stephen, I always have a guest with him. And I think, Stephen, the last 2 times you've been on, I think I had Mark Fisher on with you.
It's always Mark Fisher with me. It's always Mark Fisher. We seem to be brothers every time we're on these shows. But tonight we have Michael.
Yes, I reached out to Stephen. I said, Stephen, hey, why don't you get one of your guys or one of your, and so tell us a little bit Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself and your connection with Stephen. You can give us the scoop on Stephen too, if you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I think it's great that you suggested that he will bring in somebody else from the team, because probably you've been stuck with just Steven, right? And
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Yeah, like the name suggests. Actually, if it's okay with you, I've got some pictures. I don't know if I can share my screen somehow or something.
Yeah,
so I
if
can
you
talk you through this.
if it'll say
Present.
Oh,
Yep.
present. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, present, and then I'll be able to add them.
I find it so interesting working on drone shows. You guys are so lucky. I know it's work. I know that, but
Did you add them, Michael? Or? Oh,
How's this?
there it is.
Do you need to tell me what you can see now?
Yeah, we got you to the flyby guys. We all the flyby guys. I see it. Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, we're the Flyby guys. Flyby guys is obviously the logo and the brand that has been around, that has been yeah, that you can see. But Flyby guys is a lot more than just a brand of drone shows. It's a team. So we're a team of 15 people.
Oh, wow.
We're diverse, spread geographically across the world. We're in we've got offices in Finland, Austria, as well as in the Middle East. And yeah, we do drone shows, but we do a lot more with drones as well. Just you can see the photos changing, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Yeah. So yeah, we do a lot more than just drone shows. We do a lot of technical inspections. And predominantly towers, small towers, medium-sized towers.
Okay, wow.
Far away towers, towers in mountains, and more towers. I do feel I didn't bring enough towers on this presentation.
So Michael, that's something I say I didn't know that, but so what do you fly? Like, what are those taken with? What kind of drone? Is that a specialized drone or?
Most of the technical inspections happen actually, well, you will be surprised to hear that they're off-the-shelf drones, full range of DJI drones.
Gotcha.
Very seldomly we use any specialized equipment in that sense.
Okay.
So you've got here Enterprise taking off, and it's still pretty standard, I would say.
Right. And the drones that you do the shows with are totally different drones, right?
They're show ponies. They're definitely special.
Show ponies. I've never had that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. There you go. But it's a hell of a lot of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What do you enjoy doing the best? The drone shows or?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. Yeah, I think drone shows are in a way more intensive, because it's basically like a big effort within a compressed amount of time. So of course it's also in a way very kind of emotional when everything works out and the show was a success. Yeah, and I think that the technical inspections are much more like a marathon kind of thing. So it's
right. So Michael, how Stephen seems so calm and collected? Is he always like that? Or the day of the show it gets kind of intense?
I think he's alert. Yeah.
He's alert.
Yeah.
No, but hey, you know, I'm sure y'all got to be. And man, look, that's nothing. I mean, you know, we think of it. You know, I guess you see that final result in the air, and of course, that's the satisfaction of that show. But there's a whole lot of work to get to that one point that people are seeing at. You know.
No, true.
I think if I can just maybe just say something here, Michael, just regarding you know, the sort of telecom side here, is that Michael and I actually know each other from a long time ago. So we used to work together in a telecom software company here in Finland, but Michael was, you know, he's always been based in Dubai. So we have that kind of telecom, let's say connection, you know, and Michael has a very, shall I say, very successful career within the telecom industry.
Yeah, and Stephen, that's what I was going to ask you. What kind of guy? I mean, do you look for? I mean, all the guys are of course, they know about drones, but I mean, are they good at you know, software and that kind of stuff? So, I mean, you have different guys that do different things as part of your team, of course.
Oh, I think Michael can answer this question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, as you suggested in your question, Johnny, it's we're looking very diverse profiles, and those people are usually the most successful.
Yeah. Because it definitely seems like you know, just watching. I know we've seen some behind the scenes footage, a little bit of setting up, and of course the computer program and you know how you do it, and I know you got guys that, of course, you know, do you have like battery guys and prop guys, or does everybody pitch in and do everything, or do you have like certain guys that do different things when you're setting up?
I let Stephen also comment on that, but I think in general we're looking for people that can quickly learn all the different aspects in specifically in the drone and aviation world. But having said that, it's quite important that there's a certain attitude there,
right?
You know, and sort of approach to work, diligence. But also that there, you know, everyone has, I think, their own very unique special skill set. You know, someone is maybe very, I don't know, extremely good with programming, for example. You know, like someone else is maybe really good with FPV or something like that. And another person is really good with logistics.
Yeah, and Stephen, do all the guys fly for fun also? These guys, they do, and that's a big part. So they know about the ins and outs of drones and
yeah. But everyone, I would say that everyone. Well, again, Michael could probably answer this more, but I would say that everyone does fly for fun. Everyone does, you know, even I fly for fun. Even Michael flies for fun.
Right.
You know, we all fly for fun. You know, it's a big part of getting away for a day.
Yeah.
You know, Michael was on his bike last weekend, and he was out. He was also flying for fun as well, even though he'd been working all week and stuff. But he was out there and he was also flying. You know, I was also doing the same. Everyone does the same. It's we do love flying, and even though you're working in it every day, in your spare time you can't help but just put a drone up and get some video or get some photos or just get the experience.
Yeah, go sport aerial photography. Welcome in. If you're new, I made you a moderator. So Stephen, I know we talked a little bit pre-show. Sky Elements over here, and I think they're out of Texas. And they're actually doing a show in Baton Rouge tomorrow night. I was Casey, the guy that Ray, you had him on your show. So you're familiar with all those guys, Stephen?
I don't know all the guys, but I know of the company, and I think I've had a conversation or something with one of the guys. I think so. Yeah,
right.
We do tend to all
Chris.
and we're very aware of each other. Let's say,
Right.
and obviously, we all obviously we respect their work as well. Because you're always looking for ideas. You're always looking to see who's doing something different, who's who's maybe pushing the barrier a little bit. So.
Chris, so Stephen, how many companies? How many companies do they have like that? Like, say in the U.S. I mean, are there lots of them, or just very few? Or
I would say that there's more and more coming. I would say there's about five or I mean, I'm saying 5 or 6, but I mean it's growing. It's probably more now. I think we could be up to about 10. There are other companies that are that are starting up, but they're starting with small amounts of drones, and and they want to grow. But of course you have your big players, and they have a bit more of a foothold as well. But I think there's room for many others because there's getting such a large demand now. Obviously fireworks is becoming a bit uncool and all the rest of it, and people want to see drone shows because you can have them personalized as well, and of course.
And Stephen, right now it's so dry across the U.S. I mean, of course, even man, we haven't had rain since I think it's been Mother's Day, and of course we got a burn ban and all that, but. Man, that's a big part of it. And of course, and I know they're incorporating some of that with fireworks, right? Is that kind of a new thing? I mean, because the drone shows, what's an average? I mean, is it 10, 12, 15 minutes? What is
about that? Yeah, about that. And fireworks or let's say pyrotechnics. We don't really want to just use the word fireworks, but but we've been using pyrotechnics within a few of our shows, and yeah, it's very impressive, but I do like just the shows itself. I do like the shows, but of course it's up to the customer. It's up to what they want to have. It's up to the event,
right?
But yeah, it's just up to what you can do, in order to show what is impressive.
Stephen, like what's the average number of not shows, but the drones that you put up now for a show? Is it
averages from 4 to 500 to 600? It just depends.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I think what's the most you ever put up, Stephen?
1,500.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I think
that's a lot of drones. That's a lot of drones.
A lot of drones. Yeah. Yeah,
man, that's almost as many drones as Idaho Quadcopter's got.
Marcus has probably got about 1,500 drones. He probably has. Although he got rid of a few. He got rid of a few weeks ago. He got rid of his Mavic 3. Actually, he got rid of that.
Yeah. He's got the Air 3. Stephen, did you buy the Air 3? Or No, you had the Mavic 3 Cine, or do you have?
No, Mavic 3 Pro in the Enterprise, and we have have them here. The Mavic 3. I don't know. Have you got the Mavic 3, Michael? Have you got Mavic 3? Sorry. Have you got the Air 3?
No.
No.
It seems like
I have to check what obviously who has what stuff.
So Michael, do you fly FPV? Are you an FPV guy too?
No, I'm I think if I were ever to fly a plane, it would be more like a Airbus, something where I just watch what the computer is doing.
Yeah.
It seems like the Mini 3 Pro is a very popular drone over there in Europe.
It is down to legislation. It really is, because we need to have the sub 250. Sub 250 and C1 is a big thing here,
And well, Stephen, it looks like they're coming out with a Mini 4, so that's it looks like it's coming. So I don't know what it'll bring to the table. Maybe some full obstacle avoidance, maybe a different camera.
I would like to see a 1-inch sensor. If it doesn't have a 1-inch sensor, I don't really see the point, because the Air 3S, the Air 3 has C1 certification. That has a C1. So when it has a double it has a double sensor on it, so so the image quality for the one third that you get with the Mini 3. So if it comes out with a sub 250, but it's the same as the Air 3, I kind of don't see the point on it. I think it would have to be a 1-inch sensor, but I don't know.
It seems like DJI is definitely coming out with drones pretty regular here, so it looks like the Mini 4, I mean, you started seeing a little rumors not very long ago. Of course, they were talking about Christmas, but I think it's going to be here way before that. At least it looks like it,
Yeah, I think now that we've passed, let's say, COVID and whatnot, so things are back to normal over in China. So they can start to churn things out a little bit, and we don't have the chip crisis as much as we had back then. So I think that we might see some changes, but unless we if we don't get a 1-inch sensor on the Mini 4, I don't really see the point. And to be honest with you,
and Stephen, we're looking at remote ID here happening. Well, it looks like it may be postponed. I'm not sure about if y'all have something similar, but it's coming September 16th. So, they're saying it may be postponed because of the modules are having trouble, because not so much the DJI drones, but maybe the add-on drones or the FPV style drones. So we'll kind of see how that, works out. I got Big Moss coming on the show next week, so I'm hoping maybe he can clarify something.
I think, I think it will be delayed by a month or two. So you've got Vic Moss coming next week. Is it Vic Moss?
Vic Moss, yeah, Vic.
Oh,
yeah. And he's kind of part of the drone service provider. The line.
Yeah, he's really good. He's
on the FAA advisory board. So we hope to catch up a little bit with him. But it's kind of rumored now that the 16 may be put off, and but it's been put off so many times. But it's we'll see how it works out.
Well, you've got 3 weeks to go. I can't see it happening. I can't see the FAA, pushing it through. And I can only imagine what the chat is saying about that at the moment, because obviously everyone's not.
Well, I think a lot of people, I say early, I don't say they panicked, but they didn't really know what was going to be exactly. They broadcast where the location of that controller is, and people worried about that. But I think you as one thing, y'all drone shows are probably the number one thing about your show is safety, and I think that that's I don't know if they're basing it on safety or whatever, but it's a hot subject, that's for sure.
It's based on safety, but from what I've understood from most of the arguments or most of the negativity coming from the US, it's a safety issue from the personnel,
right?
The person who's flying the drone itself,
right.
And of course, this is a question I can now put to Michael, because I don't hear this, but how much negativity do you hear much negativity from our pilots that they get from the public? Do we get that negativity?
No.
From the public, you mean? The audience watching the show.
No. When we're doing the inspections, so when we have someone
random bystanders.
Do you have anybody? Really?
Yeah. It happens from time to time that there's a person with an opinion, right? I think everyone has encountered this, and sometimes then there are some questions. But I think that's just part of dealing with random bystanders in a way.
Yeah, I got it.
Because I think more from the US side, and I've heard these arguments many times from people, is that people are fearing their safety when remote ID comes in, because they don't want people to to have someone coming up and just go, look for someone. Whereas I honestly can't see that happening. That's not remote ID's fault. That's more of a society's problem in this sense, rather than remote ID. But but I don't really, we don't have that fear over here. That's not something that we are,
So Stephen, you're home right now. So I know you're headed to a show. You can't really say where your next show, but when was the last show and where was it and how did it go?
What was the last show we done? It was Cannes.
It's hard to keep up with you.
It was Cannes in France.
I got you.
Yeah, and yeah, that was good. It was yeah. It's not easy, working in France. It isn't, even though it's European regulations, it's a very, very tough area. And when you're there, this is in the area that the, let's say, alleged, collision of an A380 coming in to land at Nice Côte d'Azur airport, where there was a suspected drone. So it's in that area, and it's really, really tough to fly there because the whole area is a no-fly zone. So, but yeah, that was our last show there. So
Stephen, yeah, the guys and y'all don't just, hey, get on a plane and show up in a different country. All the paperwork's done. Of course, everything is. It's not like I say, you don't just show up. It's a whole lot of behind the scenes to get to that point of that show, right? Yeah.
It's a lot of planning. Whether you're just showing up to operate or whether you're actually doing the entire production. It's a lot of work. It's months of work. It's months of planning. Sure. It's months of preparations. And even when you have everything in place, there's always that one small thing that can make a difference. That you might forget about or something, or you just don't expect, and then all of a sudden, but it's like anything. It doesn't matter if you're doing a drone light show or you're doing, a cell tower inspection. It makes you have to be diligent with everything that you do. You have to have the planning. You have to work, the work that, that I do with the drone shows or what Michael does with the inspections, the amount of planning that goes into all of the work.
You always do rehearsals, right? You do dry runs?
Yeah, we can do rehearsal, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes, sometimes it's not there, If you're lucky, you do.
Sometimes the weather situation doesn't allow for it.
What about the weather? That must be a problem sometimes.
Yeah, but again, that's also everything. Again, when we, if you can look at the inspection side, where Michael is doing a lot of work as well, and sometimes the weather can have an impact on that, but it can be minimum or it can be maximum. It just depends, Sometimes it's just
So Stephen, on the rehearsal, is it a thing where you don't have time, or you don't want people to see that show, or is it a little bit of both? Or how does that work? Like, I know you do it at like 2 or 3 in the morning, or
sometimes the customer doesn't want to have a rehearsal because they don't want to give away the show, because they want to keep things a secret, which again, we do understand. However, we want to make sure that the customer's happy. We want to make sure that the position's right, maybe even the colors are right or something. So you try to push for that as much as possible. And you have to work with the customer a little bit and just try to convince them that this is a good idea. But you just hope that there's no one that you don't have people in that area that are taking pictures and then sharing on social media or something.
Yeah, they're sharing it before you even show it,
Yeah, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. It just depends, I remember one show we had in Dubai where there was one particular image in the show which we had no idea about, and all of a sudden, I think it was like maybe 2 minutes before launching, the customer realized what we were going to be doing, and they literally rushed up and they said, please do not launch the drones there, because we didn't want to risk this one image coming up, because it was supposed to be a surprise. It was supposed to be something that everyone would be happy about, and they didn't want to have it leaked. So, just things like that happen,
And Stephen, is that something you can do in a software or what? I mean, like not show that one
Yeah.
formation or that.
Yeah, you can, but sometimes it's good to see it live, because it can look good, it can be okay in the software, but it just might be in the wrong position. So it might be just tilted a little bit, because you're always thinking about the audience location so that they're in the right place. So you want the actual position because it could be 3D. It might be in a certain way that even if it's a few degrees off, the customer might not be happy because of their location. So all these things you have to think about.
So Michael, the day of the show, tell me what are you exactly doing when that show lifts off? Like what is your job?
With the shows,
Yes.
I really support from a project management perspective, logistics, permits, that kind of stuff.
So Stephen, let me ask you, is there to start the show, is there just one button you press?
I want to say yes, but not really. I think this is the myth, is that people talk about, is it just the one button?
Right.
And in a way, yes, it is, but there's so much more. There's so much that you're having to monitor at the same time. You're monitoring, the GNSS. You're monitoring the radio signal. You're monitoring the airspace. You're monitoring the weather. All these things are things that you're having to make sure that everything is okay. You might be working with time code as well, so all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you know what time code is.
No.
Okay. So there's this box that you can have. It's called time code, and it can be linked up with the production. So you might have something else happening, maybe like fireworks or something.
Gotcha. Right.
Or you might have another
music.
A live could be music or something.
And Bob Casey got a question. So all drones fire up at the same time before launch, or is it?
Yes.
There's actually a checklist of around 30 steps that needs to be worked through before we launch. So it's not just one button.
So Michael, who, when you doing through that checklist, something, of course, one person's got the final to say it's good to go.
Yeah, there's a pilot in charge, and he has exactly. He takes the fly, no fly decision.
Right. Gotcha.
There's got to be a lot of maintenance involved with these drones, correct?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it can be maintenance, but it can be props. It can be batteries. It can be, it can be a GPS unit that also dies as well. So, that there's, it's not, we're not dealing with, let's say, just dealing with crash drones or whatever, but you're dealing with parts of the drones that just fail. So. And that's quite good because, I mean, from most of the people, and of course I don't mean the FPV guys, but for most of the people that are flying DJI drones, you just basically fly. You don't see the components. You don't maybe understand the components inside too much. But when you're on the shows like this, you get to see the components. You get to, let's say, change things around, and so you get to learn a lot more.
Right. Stephen, Eric Lipinski says, what kind of drones are used for the shows? Are they like small whoops? What's the size of those drones?
This size. This is hard to say. They're about this size. There's one drone that we actually use, and it's actually a Parrot drone. It's actually a Parrot Bebop. Yeah, it's one of the drones, but it's modified, so the camera's taken off, and there's and you can see that there's there's plenty of images out there of those drones.
But is it like a center whoop? I mean, it's got ducted.
No.
Okay,
John, that's a good question too, Johnny.
Who's that?
John Olson. What about bird strikes? You ever have any bird strikes, I guess?
No, we haven't had bird strikes, thankfully. We've never had bird strikes, but we did have an issue in Italy a few months ago where we were in an area where there was a lot of birds. And when we had the camera drone, so we had this, there was an Inspire 2 which was doing the filming. And every time that drone took off, it was being attacked by birds. It was literally being attacked.
Oh, wow.
I think there was a nest nearby or something. It was. But we found out when we launched the drones that it didn't make any difference. I think that when they heard the drones, they went away. But with with that big one, and I put up the Mini 3 as well, actually, and I was being attacked a lot. It was, it was coming
Stephen
down.
says, Matt Bagwell, what's the average flight time of those drones used for the show?
10 to 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
10 to ish.
Yeah. And Stephen, do they all land at the same time?
They come in at, let's say that, they will have a queue. So when, the first one that takes off is the first one that lands. The last one that takes off is the last one that lands.
So is that like a pot of 4, a pot of 6, or what?
It depends on the system, really. It just depends on the system. So, but there are systems out there, and I don't know which one, the ones that are flying tomorrow night. You were saying, because I know that there are certain drones out there, that there are certain companies where they literally all take off at the same time, but they all, But we haven't worked with that, so it's just.
I think the one tomorrow night is. I think it's 500 drones. I think. Yeah. I think that's the last one they put up in Texas. So I assume, and this will be over the river. So.
Yeah. Are you going to go and see that show?
I actually want to go, and I'm gonna talk to Captain Joe. Maybe I'm gonna see if Joe maybe wants to ride. I actually have something to do tomorrow night, but I've never seen one of those shows, and I don't know. I'm not saying I'll never have another opportunity, but yeah, that's about as close as that's probably gonna get to us right here. For sure. Baton Rouge is about 35 miles up the road. So. Yeah.
Oh, it's not far, Johnny. It's not far.
Yeah. No. I could take that. I could fly my Air 3 out there, and.
Please don't fly your Air 3 nearby those drones. Please do not. I don't want to hear about a possible, drone intrusion, because I'll just go. Oh no, that.
Stephen, have you ever had anybody put up a drone or try to film the drones? Of course, yeah.
And we asked them to land immediately because if they come into the area, we just don't take off.
Does that become some kind of no-fly zone type thing, Stephen? Or is it
yeah, it's just something that we know the area that we are flying in, and we will have people. So there will be people in that kind of area. So, and they will be spotting that. So they are trained to see things like that.
Right.
And if they see something, they will inform the pilot in command.
Absolutely.
And the pilot in command will make the decision to either delay the show or just not fly because it's a risk. And we've had that before a few times, and where we've had people flying, and we've just had someone go up and ask them to just land the drone. So.
Right. And Bob Dempsey is asking what software they're using. I know that there's a few.
It's specific to the system, so it's not something that is open source. Let's say it isn't something you can get off the shelf. It's something specific to the software that we're using. So
now it's obvious that the client works with your art designers on the different creations that you perform up and fly up there, right?
Yep. Yeah. So the customers or the clients will have ideas, so they will send ideas, and we will then work with the animators to put those ideas into a render, and then of course the client will then agree that this is good, or can we change this, or we have more colors, or whatever. So it's a kind of an ongoing process of about 3 to 4 weeks, depending on on the timeline. You know, if it's a tight timeline, then it's usually a quick, this is your animation and we don't have time to change it or whatever. It just depends. But if you have more time, then you have more time to make, you know, those changes, you know, so it just depends.
We appreciate you guys, man. A lot of questions, a lot of good questions.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, really interesting. And you can tell people are loving it.
Yeah. So, well, Stephen, we showed some videos here at the end. I mean, y'all are, of course, welcome to stay. Or Michael, I appreciate you. I know it's early in the morning. I know you got an early morning, and we appreciate you taking time. You know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you said, or so. You know, but man, you guys are great, and we really appreciate it so much. And it was fun hearing somebody else talk about the shows and stuff. So,
thank you very much. It was a really interesting experience. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on, and we appreciate it so much. And of course, you're welcome to stay. But hey, I know it's late, but no, it's a fun.
I've got an early morning.
A lot of great questions, and y'all answered. I think y'all answered. It's the most questions I think we've ever had. And the drone shows are kind of like the new fireworks, and I think that's going to be, as Stephen says, it'll be more and more companies and more and more shows. I mean, the shows are kind of pouring in between now. I know even here, but Stephen, I know you got to get down to South Florida, and hey, you can put up at least if you put up 25 drones or something,
Well, we have to beat the 10 drones that were there last year, so
18. We're up to 18, Stephen.
Sorry, 18. Sorry, 18 drones.
Yeah, you wouldn't be happy with the formation. I can tell you, Stephen. You'd be like wigging out, like we were,
I'll try not to be too critical. Okay, I'll try not to be.
It was fun, It's we kind of did a lot better than the year before, but no, it's fun and it's fun to get together and fly. But hey, we do want to thank you.
We do have some pilots coming from Europe. They're coming in 2024. Yeah.
You got some of the drones.
I'm trying my best to be there next year. Okay, I'll try my absolute best to be there next year. This year was a nightmare. I just couldn't make it. So
Stephen is I mean, his business, is it better, or I mean, with COVID and everything, is it times better now? Are you booking more shows, or it's getting more popular?
Well, it's the shows really are very small compared to the inspection side.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The inspection side is like, I don't know, how can we see the ratio, Michael? Is it 90% inspections, 10% shows?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So the shows are impressive, but we don't do, let's say I think that will change actually, but still, I mean, it will change to a certain percentage, but the telecom side is the largest for us. It's huge. It's
well,
really
good. Hey, that keeps keeps you going, and hey, that's going to be a big, doing the drones with inspections, an inspection with drones instead of say helicopters or people climbing towers is a whole lot easier and probably a lot more cost efficient for sure.
And safe.
Yeah. yes. That's true. Indeed.
Very true.
All right, guys, I got some videos I want to share, and like I say, y'all are of course welcome to stay. And Michael, thank you, and Stephen, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. It's wonderful.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna show some. Of course, Stephen, your channel, Flyby Guys. I know everybody subbed to Stephen's channel, and Mike, do you have a channel? Do you do a channel YouTube at all? No.
Stephen, please subscribe to Stephen's channel.
Well, Stephen's channel is the Flyby Guys channel, so it's our channel. It is
right.
It's our channel, so it's yeah.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Matt Bagwell here. Show a little bit of Matt. This is a kind of a project Matt's been doing. I think he's been putting up a few videos of this.
He's in Virginia Beach area.
Matt is probably flying his light Plus, I would think.
Oh, he's Autel. Yeah.
Yep, yeah, he's an Autel. Well, he's got DJI, but he loves that Light Plus.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of Matt stuff. So is this a construction plan?
Yeah, it's a construction site. He's been doing it. I think this is a second or third one I've seen.
I think it's going to be an entertainment complex, if I remember right.
I think it's like a concert type thing or something.
It's a surf, wave, pool, and entertainment. That's what he's saying here.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a surf wave place.
Oh, so okay, wave pool and entertainment district. Okay, yeah, pretty neat. Yeah, I'm sure Matt is. Yeah, he's probably fine. Mickey Moo, welcome in. I'll add you as a moderator. Yeah, Matt. He likes that Light Plus. I have the Light Plus. It's only negative. You got to fly with the phone. Autel never did really come out with that smart controller. They kind of said they might come out with. Mm-hmm. Or at least they came out with it, but they never made it compatible with the Light or the Light Plus or the Nano Plus. So.
I'll have a question for Matt. I know he's in the chat. Matt, is this something that you done manually, or was this like an orbit or something that you done? Or did you manually fly this? Let's see if he answers.
All right, and let's see this next video
down there.
This next video is Dennis Lovelady pulled a little prank here on Chris Hope. Got to listen to the words. Chris can sing.
Is that Chris Hope?
Chris Hope.
It is Chris.
I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining cars. They're probably smoking coffee and drinking big cigars.
Smoking coffee.
They're going on a national tour in a couple of months.
Dennis switched the words up there on Chris.
I'm going to try again. It makes my take all night.
Yeah, Dennis switched the words up and
Chris, Dennis.
They had a good time.
Hey, Hot Rod, how you doing?
This is Mr. Bob Casey. He did a little video here.
And they
was this from the meetup? Was this from the meetup this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were having a good time. That's Chris. Yeah, they had a good turnout. A lot of FPV pilots, of course.
Yeah, they had John Coopy was there. I seen.
John Coopy was there. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
He's a master of the old FPV. He really is. He's good.
Yeah, John's been doing it. It's funny because I think Marcus and I was talking to John. He was talking about how long John's been flying. He's been flying a long time. There's Barkley.
And Jenna.
There's Jenna. Yeah, they had a great time.
This guy.
Of course, Bob makes these flag, and Rodney Bell got a flag. That's beautiful.
Very nice, Bob. Beautiful.
Bill photo Leo. But yeah, they had a great time. And let's see. Bob did another little video. Let's see. This is Rick Williamson did this. This is pretty neat with the Air 3. Yeah, we got to get man.
Oh, so this is the Air 3 night mode. Okay, so this is quite interesting.
Yeah, look at that.
Cool.
That is the Air 3. Yeah.
We don't see it. It's not. It's not playing.
So it's not.
Nope.
Let's see. I'm sorry.
Froze up.
Huh?
Must have froze up.
It must have, because it's playing on my end. Let's see here. Let's see here.
Hey, Tony, how you doing? Yeah, I think Rick went down the night before it started, right? And he was flying.
Is it showing now?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Oh, this is Bob's. I'm sorry. I'll show some of Bob's and I'll show some of Rick's again. This is Bob did this with his Air 3.
That looks really good for night, doesn't it? Actually, that looks really good.
And Bob Bob just got the Air 3, I think, a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think he, man, it's pretty interesting.
Very nice, Bob. I guess you're happy with that Air 3.
That was good. Lloyd says, can we start over, Ray? Yeah, look at that. That's an interesting place there for sure.
A good place for FPV.
Yeah, they had a lot of FPV pilots, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I say that's mostly what it is, but they had fun. A lot of people flew some. All right, let's see if Rick's plays now. There we go. This is Rick Williamson.
Is this also the Air 3?
This is the Air 3, yes.
You can tell.
That is the Air 3. Man, look at that structure. Wow.
Rick is an incredible pilot, too. He's a GPS pilot, FPV pilot.
Yeah, that guy been. I'm not sure how the history of the minefield there, but he's been working on that thing, and he adds something. He's adding stuff constantly to it.
Okay.
Billy Tripp, I think his name is.
Billy Tripp, yeah.
Okay, so Barkley says it's designed as a battleship. Okay, sounds good to me, Barkley.
Battleship. Yeah, Billy.
Great videos. Guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much.
All right, Mike,
Good night.
thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for being on. You're a great guest.
Bye.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you for taking time. But it's let's see, Ray. Let's pull for this the sticker pack. I'll pull this quick, guys. I'll give you a few minutes. Hashtag Flyby Guys. Got 27 entries. We got 49 people in. We'll give you a few minutes. Sticker pack. We've added a couple. Rodney Bells is in there, and Big Moss's sticker is in there. So we'll definitely add you, and I'll get this out to you tomorrow. And hey, it's always great, And if you just recently won, let me know. I'll send it to somebody. Of course, USA shipping only, but you can let me know who you want me to give it to you if you won recently.
So I won't put in hashtag Flyby Guys then. Okay, it's fine.
We'll get them to you. We'll get them.
Michael is in Tennessee.
Yeah, Brownsville, Tennessee is where Minefield is. And here we go. Let's see who wins this.
Everybody, good luck.
I'm sorry, Marcus. There's no Flyby Guy sticker there, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but we'll have to get some for you. Matt Bagwell.
Matt Bagwell won. That's pretty cool.
Very good.
I'll get them out to you, Matt. All right, Ray, let's do this baby flyer. Actually, I got a baby flyer picture, but it's kind of a different picture because this is one of our drone buddies' wife.
I know who it is.
You might know who it is. Let's give let me just kind of give a hint.
Pretty eyes.
Pretty. She. I mean, I don't know. But the guy's real. He does a show, Ray. Flies FPV a little bit.
She's a pilot. She's a pilot. She's a very good drone pilot.
And what else? What else? Let me give another clue. He does a show on I think Sunday night. That's a pretty big hint. It's not Tammy. It's not Audrey.
No.
Mrs. Frank Wayne.
And she's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup too.
Is it?
I think Joe Leo got it.
Is it Jackie?
He got it too.
No, it's Ashley Brown. It's Paul's wife.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie. Yeah, Jackie's in what, Spain?
Yeah, she's in Spain. Yeah.
And I got one more little quick video. This is from Bill Hooper. Let me just play a little bit of this. Bill Hooper. I'll kind of go through it.
He has a show now too on the guide, right, Johnny?
No, Bill's not doing his show anymore.
Oh, okay.
And Bill's in what? He's in Canada, yeah. Guys, if you want your video played, we'd love to play them kind of here at the end. And of course, we do once a month. We'll be doing the viewer appreciation night or whatever, and we'll play. We do the whole hour, but they get them in to me, and we love to show them. I know you're proud of your videos, and hey, we do want to be sure we appreciate you tuning in, of course, to the show. And we'll add Matt's name and of course Joe Leo's name for the mix here for Friday. But tune in to Bill Hooper. He puts a lot of great stuff out.
Nice, Bill. Nice video.
I'm not sure what Bill is flying here, but tune in to Bill's show channel and watch his videos and stuff. Well, Stephen, we've been on about an hour, and we appreciate it so much. I mean, you don't know how appreciative we are. I know. Hey, I was telling Capt Ray, man, I don't even know if I'd stay up to do a show. But we appreciate it. You've been one of our biggest supporters through the years, and listen, we really do appreciate you. And
I really appreciate the community out there. I appreciate everyone in the chat, all the kind words. I know most of the people out there. And you guys as well, obviously. And I think it's really important to share the information and talk about what we're doing and also take all the questions from everyone. I love talking with the community. I love being part of the community. That's why I don't mind sitting up late. It's okay. It's fine. It's a pleasure for me, So,
we love having you on as a guest, Stephen. We really do. You're so knowledgeable, and we all find these drone shows so interesting. And you are the king of drone shows.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Capt Ray.
Hey, tune in, guys. Next week, the Fly for Fun show, we got Mr. Vic Moss, and I hope, catch us up on the latest of remote ID. And then, of course, Capt Ray, Monday night, who you got on your show Monday?
I got Audley Bullock.
Okay.
Digital Night. He's going to be on. I flew with him out Greenport a couple of weeks ago, and he's an incredible drone pilot and photographer. You guys are going to enjoy him.
All right, well, y'all tune into that, Capt Ray, and then Fly for Fun, of course, Monday night, Drone Nation, and I'm not sure if Dobo is doing the show tonight, but if he is, tune in, and we'll see y'all next Wednesday night.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Fly safe, guys. Fly safe. Bye.
Have a good night, Stephen.
Good night.
All righty, Ray. Well, we want to thank everybody again, and it was a fun show, and hey, we'll see you next Wednesday, guys.
Yeah.